Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, MirandamoonMagick. So this pick a card reading is going to be about releasing blockages and just an overall energy healing message for you guys. So what you need to hear right now. If you're watching this within a few weeks of me posting it, we're currently going through a full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer. So I was really guided to do this reading because I feel like that's the overall energy surrounding us right now. However, if you're not watching this when I post it, this is still a timeless card reading, pick a card reading. So whenever you're watching this, there should be a message in here for you guys. So yeah, I have three groups here, 1, 2, and 3. This is the first group, clear quartz. This is the second group, rhodonite. It's like a pretty rhodonite heart. And this is the third group, just a amethyst, like a pointed amethyst with clear quartz on the bottom. So yeah, using your intuition, if you need to, you can pause this video, take a deep breath, and then pick between the three groups using your intuition. So the timestamps are going to be linked down in the description as well as in the comments. So if you want to, you can go ahead and fast forward to your pick a card reading. However, I'm also going to do a collective message for you guys. So if you're watching this around the time I post it, this is more of like a full moon lunar eclipse message. However, there is also going to be personal messages in each group. So if you want to, you can go ahead and skip forward to the pick a card reading, your personal group. But I'm just going to start with this collective message as well. So on my tarot deck, I have this cicada. So this is something I actually just got a couple days ago, this pretty tiger's eye cicada. However, I feel like this really ties into the energy happening right now. So I got a few keywords in my meditation that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about. So I got the term convenience, clear truth, 33 and 44. So 33 or 44 might be numbers you're seeing around this time. Rainbow. And then with rainbow, I also got the quote, "Through the dark will show the light." So that's kind of how a rainbow works, right? It has to rain for you to be able to go and see the beautiful rainbow that comes out on the other side. So you have to go through the rain in order to see the rainbow, right? I heard appreciation and gratitude. So appreciating what you have and being grateful for everything you have in order to move forward and to be able to see. It's almost like I'm getting the vision of like you being in a tunnel and there being an opening at the end of the tunnel and you seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but you having to push through still all like the little roadblocks, again, blockages, that being a theme, pushing through all the roadblocks to get to where you want, to get to this beautiful light at the end of the tunnel. I heard discernment, which that's a Queen of the Moon Oracle card I have. I also posted a little message on my Instagram, which will be linked below, and that card came out in that message. So discerning between what's anxiety and what's your intuition talking. I feel, especially around this time, emotions are definitely running high. We're feeling some type of way. I think all of us are kind of feeling some type of way. And anxiety and intuition can sometimes feel very similar. However, there is a distinction and there's a way to discern one between the other. So I heard love and light. So that might be something some of you guys see, or like you see posts on like Twitter or Instagram or something talking about love and light. Oh my goodness, Kitty's going crazy. So that might be something you guys see. I just heard that. I also, and this was an interesting message I got a few days ago, and I didn't know how it applied to me, but it makes sense now with this pick a card reading. I heard opposites attract, but it only works with open minds. You know how they say, like, in relationships sometimes opposites attract, like, oh, you guys are so different but you get along so well. That really only works when two people are open-minded. So that's a reminder to you guys to remain open-minded, to maybe, if you're trying to attract love, or if there's somebody around you you're like, this is so not my type, remain open-minded to them, because opposites only attract, and that only works when we are open-minded and we're seeing different possibilities. Also, I see that as releasing expectations and remaining open-minded through releasing expectations of what you believe to be true, right? So, because it could be the complete opposite, right? Okay, so family love, I heard family love, so maybe spending more time with your family around this time, talking with them. If you're feeling some anxiety, going to your mom, going to your brother, your dad, your uncle, your grandma, your sister, going to them and talking to them and opening up. I also heard it's okay to cry just now, so if you feel like you have to cry, don't block out those tears. Don't try and hold it back, because I really feel like crying is going to be a huge release for you guys, especially with this good Cancer full moon. So going back to the cicada, I sat down, did my meditation. I heard the term 17 years. Now, I always hear that term when there's something going on about a metaphor with the cicada for me. So cicadas are all about emergence for me. Cicadas, they live underground for 17 years. They're in the dirt, they're growing, they're doing their thing. I don't know exactly what they do, but they're just doing their thing, right? And then when they come up, they sing. They go up the trees and they sing this beautiful song. I really feel like that's the energy surrounding this for you guys. Also, I did all 12 zodiac signs 2020 prediction series, and that term came through in so many of the readings in my meditation. So I'm also going to link that down below for you guys to check out if you haven't already and you're new. Yeah, definitely check those out. They had very specific messages in there that I feel like are for very specific people. So that could still apply to you if you're watching this in 2020. So yeah, cicadas are all about moving up, emerging, letting yourself shine finally. It's like you've gone through this period of seclusion and introspection, being really to yourself, and it's finally time to emerge out of the darkness and see the light. Kind of, again, like my metaphor I talked about with going through the tunnel and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, right? We're finally coming up. But then also I had a dream last night about singing. So it's like you're singing, you're letting your true self shine. Also, you're speaking your truth. You're no longer keeping it hidden. I also see that as showing your true talents, letting those talents and your art and your creativity speak for itself. I also, in my dream, heard the term inspiration. So, gaining inspiration from everywhere you see. You know, you could like go for a walk and be like, wow, that tree's really pretty, that's inspiring me some way. Whether you like draw, you create, maybe you're seeing something in your dreams. Like I said too, dreams are very heightened right now, especially with this water sign full moon. Anytime we're going through a water sign full moon, it's a really intense time for dreaming and focusing on your intuition. So I believe that's going to be a theme in the pick of cards as well. So also music. Some of you guys might be like listening to like a specific playlist that's really getting you in your feelings or something. Also, some of you guys might have a talent of music and you're being guided to let that shine and to allow people to see that and not to be scared of what they'll say. So I'm just going to pull a few tarot cards just for the overall energies if you're watching this around this full moon. And if you're not, there still might be a message for you guys. I asked Spirit as I was in meditation what I should do. Should I do this as like a timeless pick a card reading, or should I do it as like a specific reading for this lunar eclipse full moon? And I got a yes to both. So this is kind of for anyone who is guided to it, I guess, and whatever time you are guided to it. I'm going to go back and forth with like, this is for those who are watching this around the time I post it, and for anyone who's watching this timeless reading. It could be interchangeable too. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Timing's fluid. Okay, so, oh, a card already flipped over somehow. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so the Four of Cups. We had the Four of Cups already. That one was already flipped over somehow. So the Four of Cups talks about you not seeing something, right? You're stuck on what you can see with your eyes, what you're looking at. There's somebody offering something to you. You're getting something offered to you, but you're not taking it. You're focusing on what you have and what's maybe not working. You're just being complacent a little bit. I think that ties in with the word convenience that I talked about in my meditation. I feel like this opportunity that's being offered to you maybe isn't convenient for you. Sorry, my kitty's Milky Way walked on the table. So I feel like whatever's being offered to you might not be entirely convenient for you to take that offer. Like maybe you guys are really busy around this time. Maybe you're going through a lot of like internal stuff. A lot of stuff from your past is coming up, and it's like, for some of you, this is completely internal, and it's like something from my past is coming up. I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to deal with it. That's in the past. I'm just going to leave it there. But there's definitely healing that needs to happen. Oh, wow. Okay. So we got the Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck with the Ace of Pentacles underneath that. So it's like through this ending, if you allow yourself to heal and feel the pain, again, with the whole going through the rain to see the rainbow, if you allow yourself to feel this pain and to get through this, you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think anything that you might be thinking about right now, maybe a memory resurfaces from your past. Maybe you have a nightmare and you're being asked to interpret that dream and to try and figure out what it's talking about. Maybe the imagery is of like a place you used to live. It's of someone you used to know, whatever it may be, a job you used to work at. Maybe you're having like school nightmares. You know, I always have school nightmares because that was such a like traumatic time for me, just in my life in general. It might not be specifically about school, but just that time, your childhood, being a major point of trauma in your life. So you're being asked to feel that. You're being asked to be open-minded, like I said before, to that pain that's trying to come forward so that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, because there is this beautiful new beginning under here. Walking away from the past, taking with you the lessons you learned, but not the baggage, right? That's how I always explain it, using spirituality to guide you here. You're being led spiritually through this. It's nothing to be afraid of. It really isn't. There's nothing to be afraid of here, but you're afraid because you're afraid. I mean, we're humans. We're afraid of things, right? I'm just going to pull a couple more cards. You're definitely being asked to accept whatever this is. Not accept it as in like accept it, if you know what I mean, but like accept it into your life, be open to it to come in. Talk about this experience in your past, talk about your past to somebody. Sometimes we need to say it out loud, we need to communicate it to be able to understand it better, you know? I also have the Ace of Wands. That's so beautiful. Okay, with the King of Cups. What did I just say, you guys? This is being connected to your emotions. I also see this as, like I said before, with the King of Swords underneath. That's really interesting. So it's like communicating your emotions. This is clear communication, King of Swords. And then this is clearly feeling your emotions, right? That both being kings, you know? I also see this as needing to balance your unemotional side from your emotional side, right? We don't have to be on such extremes. We don't have to have complete breakdowns or completely shut off and be unemotional, right? We can have that balance. With the Ace of Wands, this is a passionate, successful, beautiful new beginning coming in. I also saw 555 on my timer just now. So this is a huge change, a huge shift happening for you guys. The High Priestess under these two cards, focusing on your intuition. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. Okay, I love this. I'm like getting so excited for you guys. I'm like feeling, for some of you guys, this is new, a new person coming in. This is a new creative experience. This is a new career path. This could be something new, anything. I mean, there's just major change happening, and I didn't say, but a few minutes ago, I did see 333 on my timer as well. And that is a message I got in my meditation. That's really beautiful. I love this deck, by the way. This is the Santa Muerte Tarot deck, and I always use this deck when I'm doing like healing message readings, because I feel like this deck really, the imagery of it, everything just comes through in such a healing, beautiful way. So I love to see that. Okay, so I'm just going to take these two cards. We're going to have 4. So we have the Chariot and the Ten of Pentacles. So this is going forward. So the Chariot, to me, especially in this deck, if you guys can see that, that's like a bunch of people. It's almost like a party. It's like a parade, right? With this chariot going down the road. This chariot's huge, right? It has to move kind of slow to get through. There's a bunch of roadblocks. There's a bunch of people in the road partying, almost like Mardi Gras, right? New Orleans. It's like there's so many people on the road. It's like people can't drive. There's all these people. They're not going to get out of the way. They don't care, you know, but you have to find a way around it. So it's finding a way around any obstacle that's put in your way. Again, with the blockages, finding a way around the blockages. Trusting as well. There's that emotional balance coming through. With the Five of Pentacles underneath that, you might feel alone on the journey for a little bit, but remember that you're not alone. Even if you're physically feeling alone, like no one else understands in your real life, Spirit understands. So trust your intuition, and your higher self understands, you know, so you're never truly alone, even if you feel alone physically. Balancing your emotions. Harmony. I heard harmony, but also that's kind of like music, right? So maybe listening to music is going to be really healing for you guys. Like, it's like you just put your phone on like shuffle, and then every single song that plays is like exactly what you're going through, and you're like, oh my gosh, how is this? Or you're like listening to music and then the song is like 3 minutes 33 seconds or something. So that might happen for some of you. The Chariot with the Ten of Pentacles. So this is stability with the Ten of Pentacles. This is financial, material stability. This is also stability in your family life. So I think, again, family being a huge theme throughout this Cancer full moon. Looking at your past, any trauma from your childhood, any trauma from your past with your family, and being able to heal from that, going through blockages, and also appreciating and seeing your life you have now, not just looking at the negatives of everything in the past, also finding positives and knowing that it brought you to where you are now. And look at how much you have. Look at how beautiful of a life you have, you know? It's so different. It might be so different, or it could be so different if you allow it. With this Ten of Pentacles, if you're worried about money right now as well, this is also a reminder to stay positive, and that things will become more stable over time. especially if this is a new career path you guys are going down. Maybe you're kind of in between careers, some of you guys. Maybe you're not exactly wanting to accept an offer because, or quit a job because it's like, I'll be without a career for a little bit. I'll be without a job for a little bit. And that's kind of scary, like money-wise. But I think it's all going to work out. I think as soon as you make a decision, everything's going to flow into place. That's how it always works, right? Everything falls into place. Always. It always works. Even if you think it's not working, it's working. And it's always working. Yeah. I feel like that's about it for the collective message. That was really beautiful. Okay. So again, with the cicada, I'm just going to leave this pretty cicada out. I love this so much, you guys. I just saw 111 on my timer. So yeah, I'm just going to just leave her over here. Okay. So I'm just going to get started on group 1 now. So this is group 1, clear quartz. So I'm just going to start with a few oracle cards. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to start with a few oracle cards, then we're going to move on to the tarot cards. So the first energy I pulled here was Grand Cross Provoker. So this is feeling really busy, feeling pulled in 1,000 different directions by everyone around you, being just really anxious about everything going on is what I see this as. It's like a lot of chaotic energy, not feeling good, not feeling positive. This could be like, if you're in like a family problem, this could be like, this family member's pulling me over here, my work's pulling me over here, my like partner's pulling me over here. It's just like people around you are not the healthiest for you, and that's getting you really in your head, and that could be blocking you. You know, the people around you, the environments you're in, whether it be your work environment, your home environment, it's something's not working out, and something's really, I almost get like a little bit angry here. It's like you're sad, but you're coming across as angry or just like closed off and like mean. Like you just have this like grumpy face on all the time, and people are like, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. You're not fine. You're kind of sad, but it's just coming across as like a little bit of a defensive energy. A little bit mean. You're not mean, you're just sad. So I feel like the people around you are what's causing this. A couple more oracle cards. I'm going to also read these animal spirit oracle cards. So this is a little bit more on a positive note. I have rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time, and spider spirit, make your dreams real. So this is really beautiful. I feel like if this is about career for a lot of you guys, I definitely feel more of a career or like a shift happening within your life in some way, like surrounding your environment. Maybe some of you guys are moving. I feel like this is saying that it's safe to do this. It's safe to quit your job, to start a new job. It's safe to do whatever this is, and it is going to all work out. This really connects to the collective reading. So if you guys haven't, didn't watch that, I definitely encourage you guys to watch the collective reading, the collective message. Now is a lucky time. I'm just gonna pull sit a few more of the oracle cards out. So for you guys, I have 3 of these Queen of the Moon oracle cards. So especially if you're watching this during this full moon lunar eclipse or around the time this is happening, I have the faith energy. We have surrender, surrendering control, understanding that everything happens for a reason, having faith, and then wisdom. Again, with that possible career shift or school shift happening. Career shift. Maybe you guys, like, your schedule and career is changed, like your job schedule is changing, or you're trying to figure out how to get a break and something's not working. Like, maybe they like forgot that you asked for like this week off, and like they scheduled you and you're like, what the heck, what's going on? So I see 22 here. I also see 4 plus 7, that's 11, and that goes down to 2. Some of you guys might be seeing 2, 2, 2. This also represents balance for me, and something going on, like I said, with the people around you, your environment around you, something outside of yourself isn't working. You're feeling out of control. You know, again, this is the busyness being pulled in 1,000 different directions with this surrender energy. This is letting you know to surrender control. Have faith in the universe, have faith in spirit, have faith that everything is going to work out. You know, with this now is a lucky time energy, everything is going to work out. You just need to remain positive. And I really feel like any planning you're doing, anything that you plan, it's like, what do they say? What's that quote? It's like, when you plan for something or when you expect something, God laughs. I know I'm getting that wrong, but it's like kind of like you write down a to-do list and then something happens and then you have to completely like trash that to-do list. It's like, I can't do that now. Ooh, it's grumpy kitties. So yeah, I feel like anything you're planning right now is completely like, Spirit's like, stop trying to control. You're trying to control with everything. Or, you know, you could be kind of, if you're feeling out of control in one aspect of your life, you could be trying to gain control in another to get control some way. You know, you're trying to control, definitely. Make your dreams real. Also in the collective message, I got a lot of dreamy energy coming through. Are you guys having dreams, especially if you're watching this during this full moon or a little bit after? You could have had a dream, kind of analyzed it and figured out it was telling you something about what you should be doing in your life. So this is saying, if you have a creative goal, if you have a goal where you want to be in your life, maybe you want to move a specific place, you want to have this dream job, something you really want in your life, make that real. Figure out how to get that. You know, there are going to be roadblocks along the way, but I just feel like you have to surrender control, right? With that surrender energy coming through. And also just move forward. All you got to do is take a little bit of action, and then there you go. Spirit's just going to put it all out for you. All you have to do is make that decision. Again, in the collective message that really came through, all you have to do is decide, make that decision, accept that offer, make that first step. You know, that's sometimes the most anxious part of everything. Sorry, my kitty again. Sometimes that's the most anxious thing, is to make that first step, you know? That gives you so much anxiety. But like, with this now is a lucky time, and especially with this faith card as well. It's like having faith. She's pregnant there. You know, this is, the pregnancy is all about like the rebirth and being like, quote unquote, fertile with creative ideas. That's really beautiful. So onto the tarot cards. The first two cards I got here were the World and the Nine of Cups. So this is a successful ending, a successful decision that you made, and then a wish fulfillment. So like I keep saying, it's like everything that feels so out of control in your life right now, all you got to do is just step forward and then look at everything that Spirit and the universe is going to line up for you. That's so beautiful. All you have to do is take that first step. That's what I keep hearing. Take the first step. And then the second two oracle cards I have here are the moon. So if you are watching this during the full moon or around the time of this past full moon, then this is definitely a message for you guys. With the Five of Cups, this is thinking so negatively. Some of you guys might be Virgos, Taurus, or water sign, maybe an Aries too. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, specifically Pisces. I see Aries and then Taurus and Virgo. Pisces and Scorpio, and well, all water signs. Okay, so I'm kind of like, this is Pisces to me, this is Scorpio, this is Cancer. So we have them all coming out. So yeah, this is you thinking negatively, that, like I said, especially if you have some earth energy in there, like Virgo and Taurus, you're definitely trying to analyze everything and figure out exactly why something's happening, make a plan. It's like almost, I heard plan of escape. So especially if you guys are quitting something, like quitting a job or deciding that you need to move, if you're like making a decision to get out of something, this could definitely be for you. Especially a relationship too, if you're like trying to figure out a plan of escape to get out of like an abusive relationship or abusive family situation. This could even be just an internal thing, like an abusive mindset. Like maybe you guys are being really not considerate of yourself and your own feelings, especially with this moon energy. A lot of this is internal. This is looking at yourself, seeing something you're not, and not believing in yourself as well. With the moon, I also heard barking at the moon, which is interesting because this full moon is the wolf moon, the first moon in January. So it's like barking at the moon is like kind of a quote we say when something's like seems so out of reach. It's like, ah, you're barking at the moon with that. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. So yeah, this, whatever you wish for, this dream you have, Spider Spirit, this wish with the Nine of Cups, it seems so out of reach and so almost like a pipe dream is what I'm trying to say. But it's, I mean, it's going to happen. With now is a lucky time. You just have to trust in that. Trust that these things are going to happen, maybe not in the way exactly that you think they're going to happen. Timing is going to play a huge role. Surrender to the timing. Surrender your control in this. That's really the only way this is going to work. You see it as so much more complicated than it is. All you gotta do is snap your fingers. You know, make that first decision. Then everything's gonna line up. Like, I'm really excited for you guys because this is really beautiful, but it's like, release the blockage. What's the blockage, right? It's the control. It's your environment, possibly. It's you thinking negatively, you not believing in yourself, not seeing the possibilities as truly what they are, you know? Yeah. Getting out of any situation where you feel so pulled in 1,000 different directions, like you're not taking care of yourself to the extent you should be in whatever environment you're currently in. Like I said, whether it's people you're around, your work environment, school environment, family environment, anything like that. So yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this reading. I also saw 333 on my timer right now. Don't forget to give it a like if you liked it. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be posting a lot more pick a card readings, as well as just general zodiac sign readings and some other stuff too. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Give me a comment if the reading resonated as well. And if you're watching this during the full moon, I hope you have a great full moon. And if you're not, I hope you have a great day. Bye. Okay, so moving on to group 2. This beautiful Rhodonite heart. I love this. So pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with the oracle cards, and then I'm going to move on to the tarot cards. Now, as I'm holding this stack of cards, this is like a really powerful energy. Very connected to this full moon happening right now if you're watching this around the time that it's happening. But again, this is also just a timeless reading, so there could be a healing message in here for you guys as well if you're not watching it around the time of this full moon. Releasing blockages is the theme. So the first energy I have here is 4th house, roots. Now, I say all that because the 4th house connects to Cancer. That also connects to family ties, you know, your childhood, where you came from in your life. Also could be connected to ancestors. So the first message I got here was honestly that somebody is watching over you. An ancestor, somebody who's passed away, is watching over you through this hard time you're going through. They're trying to send you messages. You guys could be seeing a lot of synchronicities happening around your life. You're seeing numbers, you're seeing like license plates. I also saw 555 on my timer just now, so that might be a synchronicity that you guys are seeing. Hi Daisy. Hi girl. My kitty. So yeah, some of you guys might be seeing a lot of synchronicities, a lot of things happening. Daisy May, what do you think? Some of you guys might really like kitties too. That's why she decided to come and show herself. Also, this is a very nurturing energy. So some of you guys might be very nurturing to animals. Some of you guys might really love animals, be really attached to like children. You really love children. Like you'll just be walking around in like the grocery store and like a kid like will smile at you and you'll smile back and he'll like be so happy, you know? So kind of like that energy is what I'm getting. So a few more oracle cards. The next two oracle cards I have here, cannot hold them, are Cat Spirit, Claim Your Independence, and Koi Fish Spirit, There's Always Enough. So I'm going to put these down. I'm also going to get my other oracle cards out because these are definitely connected together. So the next I have here of my Queen of the Moon oracle cards is Hunger, Wolf Moon. Now this is crazy because if you're watching this around the time of this full moon we are currently in is called the Wolf Moon. The full moon in January is called the Wolf Moon. So for most of you guys who picked this group, you are watching this around the time of this full moon. So this full moon energy is definitely very prominent, whether it be actually or just maybe this message is really prominent. Some of you guys might actually have a Cancer moon sign in your chart. Now, look at that. If it couldn't get any more obvious, full moon power right underneath that 4th house roots card. So Cancer, full moon, wolf moon. Like, are you kidding me? That's so good. I love that. And last one is gratitude. Gratitude right under this Koi Fish Spirit, There's Always Enough. So I'm going to start off with that. This Koi Fish Spirit, There's Always Enough, talks about being grateful. And this is something I did talk about in the collective reading, in the meditation. This Koi Fish Spirit talks about being grateful for everything you have and that being able to bring more closer to you. With this gratitude card, that's the same thing. I love when this kind of synchronicities happen. Again, with the synchronicities, it's like you're seeing so many synchronicities and you might be like, I don't know how to explain that. Well, there's no explanation. Besides, it's like a synchronicity and it's a message for you, right? So all of this is kind of like really weird and crazy. And I love how everything is just like lining up in this group. For most of you guys, you're definitely watching this around the full moon. Claim your independence with this Hunger card, Wolf Spirit. So I almost see this as starting some sort of like entrepreneur job. Also, this could also be claiming your independence in your emotional state, no longer needing someone else to understand you. Right? So it's like you're dealing with your intuition in your emotions. I meant emotions, but also maybe intuition. You're dealing with your emotions internally, there can be a balance between you talking to other people about your emotions and then keeping them to yourself, right? But it's like when you talk to other people about your emotions, maybe they're involved and they could be a little bit biased, you know? However, I feel like needing someone to understand and then them respecting you are two completely different things. So you guys could come to somebody being like, I'm really hurt by what happened in my life. I really need to understand it. And you kind of just like pour your heart out to them, right? They could get a little bit angry. They could get kind of mad, maybe a little bit defensive, rather. They could get kind of defensive. So it's like balancing that. Well, I'm really grateful for what happened. Let me just explain. Like maybe you're not exactly explaining everything, right? Some of you guys might be air signs. Some of you guys could be Cancers, maybe Aquarius. I get a lot of Aquarius energy, especially with this wolf moon and cat spirit. You guys are really independent, but it's like sometimes we do need somebody to talk to. We need somebody that might be able to understand us. I also saw 333 here. So that could be a number some of you guys are seeing. I also got that in my meditation as well. More 33, but 333 as well. Claim your independence. Like I was saying, claiming your independence emotionally, knowing that there's a fine line between needing someone to understand you fully, because maybe they won't, you know, you're your own person, you have your own personal experiences and feelings that they're not completely going to be able to understand, you know, and needing to know that that's okay, that they don't fully understand, but they do need to respect you, right? They need to be able to hear you. And if they don't hear you, if they can't hear you, knowing that they're not a good person to be around, but I don't see that as much of a problem as I see if they don't understand you, you can't make them understand you, you know? Don't get mad if they don't understand you. I also saw 222 on my timer. So it's like somebody you're coming to who maybe doesn't fully understand you. You're maybe getting a little bit defensive with that, when you should really be like, okay, I'm grateful. I'm grateful you respected me. I'm grateful you were a helping hand, a listening ear to hear me, but that's okay that you don't fully understand. Especially if you're an Aquarius here, we always want control. We want control. We want to be able to understand something, and we want everyone else to understand us, right? And when they don't, it's like, oh, it's like we get so mad, right? Some of us, if we have like a good water sign or like Aries moon or something, we get mad when people don't understand us, because it's like, how could you not understand? I'm like explaining it so well. Well, you're explaining it in a way you can understand, but the way you're explaining it is coming from a very emotional standpoint, and they're not fully going to be able to understand every emotion you had, right? Because they didn't go through your experience. You know, I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining it right. Yeah, being grateful for them, being grateful for the experience. Going back to this full moon card. I love this coming out. Reclaiming your power. You are so powerful through the experiences that you went through in your past. What you went through created the person you are now. And be so grateful for those experiences. And know that also, Spirit, your ancestors, were guiding you this whole way. I see a lot of ancestor energy with this 4th house roots card and the wolf card. This is ancestors guiding you. Maybe some of you guys need to connect more to your ancestors, or maybe do some meditation during this full moon if you're watching this during this time, and more to understand who they are, because I definitely feel them coming through here. Claim your independence within your emotions. Going forward with positivity and not self-sabotaging. I heard self-sabotage. I almost see the Knight of Swords energy coming through with this Hunger card. It's like you're going forward, you're powerful, right? With the power. You're going forward, you're so ready, you're like powerful, you're like gonna, but it's like sometimes barreling through everything around you isn't the best way to go about something, you know? I think finding that middle ground, also reminding yourself how you might come across to people. You might kind of, some people around you are going to be feeling extra sensitive right now, or this is your energy. So make sure you're being gentle with the way you're speaking things to these people, because words are so powerful. You know, something you could say could really hurt somebody's feelings, and that could be something that they hold on to for a minute. Did I also say Libra? Because I felt Libra energy here as well. Libra, water, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, also Aquarius. Mostly Aquarius is what I feel here. Aquarius and water. Okay, so the first couple of tarot cards I got here was the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords. This is blocking something out, right? This Eight of Swords is fully just like self-sabotage, blocking something out. I also have the Hanged Man, right? That's self-sabotage. I'll talk about that in a second. This is blocking out a new beginning that's trying to come forward. With the swords, this is a new beginning in communication, possibly with your family or your loved ones around you. Communicating something from your past that you might have blocked out. And this could be a huge lesson in learning to communicate more effectively, right? How to not hurt somebody's feelings, how to not be so just domineering in the way that you're speaking, how to have a gentleness about the way you're speaking and the way you're coming across to people. Also, this new beginning could be internally for some of you guys. So there could be a lesson trying to come through, right? But you're blocking it out. So this is a new lesson internally. If you guys are feeling really down, almost like there's a veil over your future, I just see like a cloud. This is kind of like a cloud, right? It's like a storm. I feel like you guys are in a internal storm for some of you guys. And there's this light trying to shine through the storm, trying to shine through the clouds, but you're focusing so much on the storm that you're completely ignoring the light. It's like you're focusing so much on the outside stuff happening that you're ignoring how powerful you are internally. That's the message I feel here. Being grateful for the negative experiences, even though they were negative on the surface, sure, but you are who you are because of them. And who you are now is going to take you so many beautiful places if you allow it to. Independent energy. You are powerful within yourself, no matter what is going on. You don't have to. It does help, but you don't have to talk to somebody about your emotions and have them understand to be able to heal. You don't need closure. You know? You don't need closure outside of yourself. Your true healing, your true closure is within yourself. There's always enough. Oh my gosh. There's always enough. There's always enough within yourself. You don't need everything else, everyone else to understand you, everything else to fall into place exactly the way you want it to. That's that controlling energy. Some of you guys might have picked group 1 as well, because this is a similar message. Trying to control isn't going to get you anywhere. Being defensive, also being a victim, you know, isn't going to get you anywhere. It's just going to set you back or make you stagnant. But I almost see setting you back if you try to control too much of things outside of yourself. Because the real power, the real control you have is yourself. Power, independence. There's always enough within yourself. 8 of Swords. Internal new beginning. You know, this is also very independent energy. Starting something new in communication or creative or an idea. You know, if this idea is you know, I don't need to talk to somebody. Let me just go to my room. Let me maybe talk to myself. Air signs, we're good weirdos. Aquarius, Libra. We love to talk. You know, Gemini, you too. We love to talk to ourselves. So maybe you guys just need to talk to yourself. I know I said this in group 1 as well, but sometimes talking, I think I said this, sometimes talking makes something feel more real, you know? But that doesn't necessarily have to be to someone else. Maybe it's to spirit. Maybe you talk to spirit. Maybe you talk to the universe. Maybe you pray. Maybe you just talk to yourself. Maybe you look in the mirror and you talk to yourself, right? Whatever we do. I just feel like you need to talk about it out loud, but it doesn't need to necessarily be with someone. It can be, but the whole lesson is definitely going to be, that's going to be harder for you guys if they don't fully understand, and then respecting that they don't fully understand you, and not just getting like defensive and dominating and like, upset, you know, more upset than when you went into it. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to turn into a fight or an argument or just like a battle of egos, right? Okay, so Queen of Cups and the Hanged Man is always also what I have here. So this is getting more in tune with your intuition, you know, focusing on the positives as well, focusing on the positives and yourself internally, focusing on your heart. I also feel a lot of pressure in my chest right now. So some of you guys, especially with this green here around this area, needing to focus on balancing your heart chakra, as well as this blue down here. It's like balancing your heart and throat chakras, finding balance within the two, throat chakra being like communication. So learning to balance your emotions with the way you communicate. So like I said before, not communicating so harshly, and learning how to communicate in a gentle way or gentler way. If you communicate too harshly, you could hurt somebody's feelings for sure. Learning how to balance. The Hanged Man. What is this connected to? That's Pisces, right? It's Neptune. I also see Virgo and Sagittarius here. Did I say Virgo before? I don't think so. Virgo and Sagittarius, possibly. So yeah, a lot of you guys are water signs though, for sure. I feel that. You have strong water in your chart. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Almost like you have water and air, which I feel like this group is also talking to me. So yeah. Let me see if I see anything else here. This Hanged Man is calling me. Oh. Okay, so there's a good fishy in there. That's Pisces, right? But there's also over here in the card, that's a clock. Trusting the timing as well. I also see, like, as I said that, a clock in my mind with like the hands moving back really quick. So it's like the clock's moving back and you're kind of going back in time, and you might be feeling, re-feeling, is that is that like a combination of words you could do? Feeling the energy you felt in the past again through talking about it. Maybe it's like you're just sitting down and you're creating, or you're imagining this scenario that happened in your life in your past going on again in your mind, and you're like reliving the emotions you felt then again. And that's happening because you're coming to it from a different standpoint now. So that's happening so you can heal. Don't just see that as what it is and then get all upset and block it out, right? Feel the energies, feel the emotions, and use it to create these beautiful new beginnings. Do not, I repeat, do not block out this beautiful lesson that's trying to come through, because this is the most powerful group. You are powerful. You hold the power within yourself. Do not block yourself out and end up hurting yourself. Maybe not physically, but for some of you, this could be physically. Do not hurt yourself emotionally by blocking out this beautiful lesson. Don't hurt the people around you either, you know? You hold the power. You're in control now of yourself. Even though you're not in control of other people, you don't have to be. Other people don't have to understand you. They need to respect you completely, but they don't need to understand you, and you can't control whether they understand you or whether they understand a past situation or not. So yeah, that was an intense one. So I feel like that's about it for you guys. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more pick a card readings as well as zodiac sign general readings. So stay tuned for that. Also, give me a comment down below if the reading resonated and how it resonated. I'd love to hear from you guys. I also saw 55 on my Tumblr timer. I almost said Tumblr. So as well, I'm going to post my Tumblr down below. Go follow me on my Tumblr as well. And thank you guys to everyone who has followed me from my Tumblr. I really appreciate it. Change. Don't block out the change. It's going to be lovely. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. Okay, so group 3, this pretty amethyst for group 3. So I'm just going to start off with the few oracle cards I have. The first oracle energy I pulled was this Yod Destiny card. So this is something that's definitely divinely timed. Something's happening in tune with yourself, your highest self, going towards your life purpose, going towards something, I hate this, like something that was written in the stars, you know? Something that was supposed to happen in your life is coming in. Or this is happening now. For some of you, this is a person coming into your life. Or somebody in your life. With the energy, with this healing message energy, I definitely feel like this could be someone in your life that maybe you're becoming very connected with, but that connection is almost hurting yourself, your spirituality. It's almost blocking a message trying to come through. It's almost like you're so connected to this relationship, you're almost like one person here, and you need to be two independent people within the relationship, right? So learning that balance. So I have, for my 2 animal spirit cards, I love this because the white and the blue is coming through together. These two colors in both these cards. So I have the White Raven Spirit, Trust in the Magic, and Swan Spirit, Time for a Deep Dive. So like I said before, this is almost like you needing to separate from this person for a second. Maybe not actually separate, you know, maybe not in the relationship, but you need to create boundaries and create this space for yourself in order to do some introspection and some healing that's trying to come through. And it's almost like being so close to this other person in this relationship is blocking you out from seeing the things that you need to. Trust in the magic. I love that card. White Raven Spirit. Trusting in the beautiful light energy coming through. It doesn't feel heavy, this energy, this lesson that's trying to come through. It feels really beautiful and light, especially with these colors and this overall positivity coming through. Feels like a beautiful lesson. However, if you don't allow this lesson in, that's when it could come through in a little bit of a harsher way, possibly. Wow. Okay. So my 3 Queen of the Moon Oracle cards here, I have boundaries, which, what did I just say? Creating boundaries, space in the relationship for yourself. with the imagery of that, like creating a bubble around yourself. Also a white flower. So it's positivity trying to come in. It's spirit trying to communicate with you a beautiful lesson, but you almost blocking it out because you're so connected to this other person. This could be a message trying to come through for you guys about the connection with this person, you know? Maybe you're not seeing something that you fully need to see, because this connection is so beautiful. For a lot of you, this is something you're already in. So fruition card, this is something happening in the physical world. For others of you, this is something that is coming in, you know, and something that you need to trust in the timing about. You know, if you guys are so worried, it's like, I want a relationship so bad. I want a boyfriend. I want a girlfriend so bad. It's like you're almost blocking that out by worrying so much about it. It's gonna happen with the Yaw Destiny. This is gonna happen, you know. You have to, but while it's not happening, focus on yourself and focus on your self-love and the beautiful messages that are trying to come through within yourself. So the pink, the blues, the whites, really, again, this is the blues, and then the whites over here. I have this fruition card. So this is something that is currently happening, or this is stop worrying, trust, it's gonna happen. I also have the purity card here. So again, with the white energy, this is something that this could also be you wishing for something that you really haven't gone down that road of yet. So it's like you need to learn something before you go down that road. So if you maybe haven't, some of you, been in a serious relationship yet. So this is saying, focus on yourself, love first. Stop trying to control the timing, control everything, because it is going to happen. So focus on the lessons that are trying to come through for you, that are going to better help you through this new path. This purity card is like clean snow has just fallen, right? You're the first person to walk through this snow. It feels like no one ever has experienced the feelings that you're feeling. Some of you guys might be younger who picked this group. So like teenagers or early 20s, definitely feel more teenager energy with this group. So some of you probably still in high school or college. Just younger energies coming through. It's like something that feels like no one's ever walked before, you know, but 100 people in front of you have walked the same path just before the snow fell, you know, so you can't fully see it, and you're not going to understand that people have also experienced this as it was happening, or experienced this in the past. While you're in it and while it's happening for you, you're not going to fully understand that. But I think this time for a deep dive energy is definitely going to help you understand that lesson better. And whenever this does happen, or if this is happening now, trusting and also setting boundaries. My right ear rang as I thought, setting boundaries in your thoughts. So not obsessing over a certain thing, right? Not thinking about it so much, thinking about every little way it could happen, or is it going to happen now? Not obsessing over the timing, because it will happen in perfect timing. And then trusting. But again, this time while you're by yourself, or this time you need to pull apart from somebody to be by yourself, is going to bring so many beautiful answers. Okay, so the first two cards I got here, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so the first card, I'm going to start off with the first card. So the first card I got here was the Nine of Wands. So this is a little bit of a defensiveness. This is like pain that's happened in your past. It's almost like you're now internalizing that, right? And then anyone that tries to break down your walls, you're like, no, don't come in, you know? This could have been like any sort of traumatic event that happened in your life. Again, with all the white, so when you were younger, it's like you have your guard up, you have your defenses up to anyone wanting to come in. It's almost like you want love, right? You want a person to come in, or you want a connection that you're currently in to remain, but you're either scared of commitment or you're scared of the reality. Like it's almost good in your mind, like it's good in fantasy, but it's like when it actually happens, you're gonna be, like, wait, hold up. That's a lot all at once. I'm cool by myself, actually. When really maybe this lesson that's trying to come through for you guys right now is to be open. Create the boundaries, because it doesn't have to be all in or all out, right? You can have that balance. So I'm going to talk about these two cards next, because these two cards came out together. So again, with the other person, we have the Lovers here. So this is, again, a connection you're currently in or connection you really want. But then we have the Hermit. This is that time for a deep dive energy. This is the same card for me. Literally the same card. Going within, doing some introspection, figuring out maybe what you want in a person. Maybe you're not entirely sure what you want in a person. So you're just kind of having these fantasies that seem good, but it's like, what do I want that's based in reality? This is Virgo energy. So almost like writing down the things that you want in someone, you know? Creating a plan. Analyzing things a little bit. Some of you guys, if you are watching this during this full moon could be moving through your 6th house. So something that's manifesting more in reality and something that's going to be organized like in reality. You know, maybe you're writing something down, like I said. That's also kind of like the house of the body for me. So something physically with someone could be going on. That's very new for you guys. Take that how you will. With the Lovers card, this is making a decision. Making a decision to set boundaries with someone you're currently with. Set boundaries within yourself about your thoughts about a love connection. Also, make a decision when this does come in. When this does come to fruition, not to be defensive and to allow love in. Healing from the past experiences in order to allow romantic love into your life. With this 4 of Swords energy coming through as well, this is again kind of reiterating the Hermit card. So it's funny, as I was shuffling for these cards, this card flew out, but I was like, I'm only gonna do 3. But then I decided to go back through the decks and add one more tarot card. So I put this one back, and once I got back to group 3, as I was shuffling and pulling another, this card flew out again. So this is the energy. A conscious break, you know? Consciously disconnecting from the things that are going on in order to really go within. Do some meditation. If you're watching this on this full moon or around the full moon, definitely do some meditation. Maybe take a good bath, relax, practice some self-love, however that may mean to you guys. Whatever you love, especially with all this pink. Maybe take a good bath with some flower petals or something. Yeah, something that feels nice and clean. Oh my gosh, it's like she's got like a towel around her head, right? Like she's taking a good bath, just like soaking in the bath, and then she gets out, she puts a towel around her head. She like does like a face mask. That's what I see here. That's so funny. So yeah, taking a conscious break, I think that's going to bring you guys a lot of answers. Yeah. That's really beautiful. Let me see if I see anything else here. So, see Gemini. Some of you guys might be Geminis, Virgos, like I said. I also see Pisces and Libra energy. Maybe Taurus as well. Or like like Sagittarius. So something like that. I also saw 000 on my timer right now. So it's like something, like I said, with this 30 purity, something that feels completely new and is going to be completely new in your life is going to come through. If this is a relationship, this is something you've never experienced before, or with someone you've never experienced before. So this is something completely fresh and new, especially with all this white energy, completely new. I also noticed on this Four of Swords here that 4 candles are up here, but only 1 is lit. So it's like you only know part of what this is right now, and some of it you can only learn through experience, right? But there is a lesson trying to come through as well before all this happens in reality. All this comes to fruition, you know? Trusting in timing, what's blocking you, focusing on self-love. You need to focus on self-love more. Oh my gosh, I just looked up and I saw 5 ones on my timer. That's crazy. So that's a good way to end it off. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I think that's about it for this group. If you like this reading, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe down below. I'm going to be posting a lot more pick a card readings and just general zodiac sign readings, all that good stuff on this channel. And if this reading resonated, be sure to comment down below how it did. I'd love to hear from you guys. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a happy full moon if you're watching this around that time. And if not, I just hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.